Reticia had heard a great deal about Miss Beam's school, but not till last week did the chance come to visit it. Who is I in the above lines?
Exactly. The narrator makes sense, and it is right choice. State true or false. The girl, which had bandage on her eyes, said that the girl wearing a blue cotton skirt and a pink blouse is Millie. You chose false, and it is correct. This is a very important part of our system, to make our children appreciate and understand misfortune. Who said this? Smart move. Ms. Beam is an accurate answer. What is this? Smart pick. Bandage is the correct choice. Who said the mentioned lines? Ooh. When I arrived, there was no one in sight but a girl of about 12. Strong choice. Narrator is the right answer. After visiting the Miss Beam's school, the narrator felt that he had become more dash. Correct response. Understanding is the most accurate answer. Miss Beam told the writer that the children were taught simple things, like dash. You got it. Your choice, all of the above, is right.
What is the most difficult day according to some of the children in the school?
Clear logic. Your choice, diff day, is sound and 100% true. Then I'll put it in a poem that they can read to you. You in the poem refers to? Great thinking. The students is the right choice. Who was walking and asking questions to the girl who was having her blind day? Nice selection. The narrator is the correct and valid answer. The main purpose of those special days is to make children realize dash. Right again. Misfortune is a valid answer. What was the first thing the narrator saw when he entered the school? Perfect. A 12-year-old girl is the correct choice. Which role is most difficult to play for children of the Beams school? Bravo. Role of blind is the answer. True or false, the narrator heard a great deal about Ms. Beam's school? Excellent. True is a brilliant choice. I have heard a great deal about Miss Beam's school. Refer to. Nicely done. V. Lucas is a solid answer. The girl the author sees the first time he enters the school is. Nice work. You chose 12 years old, and it is correct. True and false, all the children were really differently abled. Right choice. False is the best answer. What subjects did Miss Beam mention were taught at her school? Great job. Simple spelling and math is the accurate answer. What was the game that every child in the school had to play? On track. All of the above is the correct answer. Who is the author of the prose? A different kind of school. You're right. E.V. Lucas is the correct answer. Look out of window a minute, will you? Who said this to whom? Well done. Miss Bean is the right choice. The important part of Miss Beam's system of teaching is dash. Good job. Your answers share each other's misfortune works well here. What is the age group of the children in Miss Beam's school? Solid response. Young children is a valid choice. According to the author, a homesick child was likely to dash. Excellent choice. Trust her is the right answer. The poet says that the students have a habit of writing on. Well reasoned, desks is the correct choice. The speaker finds it hard to believe that his teachers are correct. Ordinary people is the right answer. A dash cotton skirt and a dash gal blouse was worn by Millie. Valid point. Blue and pink is true. Who was the girl with curly red hair and was on crutches? Well picked. Anita is the correct answer. Which of the following day is not observed at the school? Good thinking. Sad day is the right answer. The real aim of school as per Miss Beam is to teach dash. Sharp thinking. Thoughtfulness is the right choice. Yes, that's Peter. He's the gardener. Here, gardener is a nice selection. Common noun is the correct and valid answer. The writer saw a girl with a crutch watching others dash. Excellent. At play is a brilliant choice. Which of the following is not a character in the story? Nicely done. Mike is a solid answer. Those who had been dash already were the best helpers. Well reasoned. Blind is the correct choice. The main aim of Miss Beam's school was to teach dash. You got it. Your choice both is right. The important part of this system is that children. Strong choice. Share each other's misfortune is the right answer. According to the girl, which day was the worst day? Excellent choice. Blind day is the right answer. Who was the principal of a different kind of school? Correct. Ms. Beam is the right answer. Who is the head of the different kind of school? You chose Miss Beam, and it is correct. How old was the girl being led by the little boy? Solid response. About 12 is a valid choice. What was taught in a different kind of school? Well done. Thoughtfulness and kindness is the right choice. Who is described as the head girl in the school? Correct response. Millie is the most accurate answer. The word understanding in the lesson means dash. Right again. Sympathetic is a valid answer. The speaker thinks that the teachers are always. Clear logic. Your choice dressed up formally is sound and 100% true. Oh no, she's not really lame. Who said this? On track. Miss Beam is the correct answer. The king treated all his subject. Smart move. Fairly is an accurate answer. What was Miss Beam's appearance described as? Exactly. Middle-aged and plump makes sense, and it is right choice. What was the age of the boy leading the girl? Right choice. About 8 is the best answer. The author asked Miss Beam about the way dash. Perfect. The children were taught is the correct choice. The synonym of willpower is? Well picked. Determination is the correct answer. The speaker feels teachers have no time for. You're right. Entertainment is the correct answer. The word admire. in the lesson means dash. Valid point. Value is true. What did the narrator ask Miss Beam about?
Great thinking. Her teaching methods is the right choice.
The narrator felt that he had become more. Good job. Your answer understanding works well here. Who had come to visit Miss Beam's school? Sharp thinking. Author is the right choice. What is the role of Peter in the school? Nice work. You chose gardener and it is correct. The synonym of ghastly is good thinking. All the above is the right answer. What kind of figure did Miss Beam have? Great job. Plump and comforting is the accurate answer. What was Miss Beam's school known for?
Smart pick. Simple teaching approach is the correct choice.
A part of the school year means dash. Bravo. Term is the answer. What was taught in Miss Beam's school? Great thinking. Thoughtfulness is the right choice. What was that the narrator heard about? On track. About Miss Beam's school is the correct answer. Sharing the misfortune makes one dash. Correct. Sympathetic is the right answer. Who was the head girl of the school? Nicely done. Millie is a solid answer. Who was the principal of the school? Well done. Miss Beam is the right choice. What was the real aim of the school? Right choice. All of the above is the best answer. Who is the writer of this chapter? Nice work. You chose Evie Lucas, and it is correct. The word understanding here means right again. Sympathetic is a valid answer. Miss Beam, and as administrator was
Perfect. Kindly and understanding is the correct choice.
the word examination means dash. You got it? Your choice test is right. What did the narrator hear about? Smart pick. About Miss Beam's school is the correct choice. Who's the owner of this school? Strong choice. Miss Beam is the right answer. How did Miss Beam's hair appear? Well reasoned. Beginning to turn gray is the correct choice. Give the antonym of something. Good job. Your answer nothing works well here. What is the name of the author? Exactly. Evie Lucas makes sense and it is right choice. Who is the author of the story? Nice selection. Evie Lucas is the correct and valid answer. Who was the name of head girl? You chose Millie, and it is correct. Who was explaining the system?
Great job. Miss Beam is the accurate answer.
The children assist them to do. Clear logic. Your choice. Guide them is sound and 100% true. Hopping about on a crutches. Good thinking. Fun is the right answer. Give the meaning of relief. Solid response. Comfort is a valid choice. For him, no teacher can ever. You're right.
Make mistakes in spellings is the correct answer.
The meaning of plump is dash.
Excellent. Stout is a brilliant choice.
Who is Millie in the story? Well picked. Head girl is the correct answer. Choose the correct spelling.
Correct response. Appreciate is the most accurate answer.
What is opposite of covered? Excellent choice. Uncovered is the right answer. It is a learning experience.
Smart move. For the helpers is an accurate answer.
The name of the gardener is sharp thinking. Peter is the right choice.
Which day was the hardest?
Valid point. Blind day is true. For the poet, teachers are bravo. Perfect is the answer. The word gradually means you chose slowly, and it is correct. Tick the correct spelling. Good thinking. Different is the right answer. Who was helping the girl? Bravo. A young boy is the answer. The opposite of jolly is?
You're right. Unhappy is the correct answer.
Name of the principal is?
Perfect. Miss Beam is the correct choice.
What is meaning of peep? Good job. Your answer to look secretly works well here. Narrator of this lesson. Right again. Iyashu is a valid answer. The name of the poet is?
Nice work. You chose Peter Dixon, and it is correct.
The meaning of peep is? Solid response. To look secretly is a valid choice.
Who was the gardener?
Excellent. Peter is a brilliant choice. Whose school is this? Valid point. Miss Beam is true. Miss Beam seemed dash.
Well done. Powerful by sympathetic is the right choice.
Antonyms of misery is sharp thinking.
Pleasure is the right choice.
Ghastly means dash. Nice selection. Both are correct is the correct and valid answer. Who is on crutches? Smart pick. Anita is the correct choice. Meaning of awful is strong choice. Bad is the right answer. Who is the author? Well picked. And V. Lucas is the correct answer. Who was the Peter?
Great thinking. Gardner is the right choice.
Miss Beam was dash. Well reasoned. What the author expected is the correct choice. Who is Miss Beam? Correct response. Principal of the school is the most accurate answer. Miss Beam was a
Smart move. Middle-aged woman is an accurate answer.
what is misery? Great job. Difficulty is the accurate answer. Who was Millie?
Clear logic. Your choice head girl is sound and 100% true.
Who is Peter? Nicely done. Gardner is a solid answer. The boy's age? Exactly. 4-year-old makes sense and it is right choice. Deef means? Right choice. Who can't hear is the best answer. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? Excellent choice. Contact Narayan Shankar on Facebook is the right answer.